Welcome, my dear students, to Standard 10 class Science and Technology Part 2. We continue with cell biology and biotechnology. Human health. Biotechnology for human health management takes into consideration two important tasks. These are diagnosis and treatment of the diseases, identifying the role of gene in a disease of a person. Diagnosis of diabetes and heart diseases can now be done even before the onset of symptoms. AIDS and dengue can be diagnosed within few seconds due to biotechnology. Treatment in such cases can be done at the earliest. Through biotechnology, medicines needed for the treatment can be manufactured. For example, with the help of bacteria, human insulin can be now made. The human insulin gene is incorporated in bacterial genome for this purpose. Various vaccines and antibiotics are also made in this way. Vaccines and vaccination. Vaccine is the antigen containing material given to acquire either permanent or temporary immunity against a specific pathogen or disease. Traditionally, vaccines were prepared with the help of pathogens, that is, disease producing germs. Completely or partially killed pathogens were used as vaccines. However, due to this, there were chances of contracting the disease in case of some persons. Hence, as an alternative, scientists tried and artificially produce vaccines with the help of biotechnology. For this purpose, scientists produced the antigen in the lab with the help of gene isolated from the pathogen and used as vaccine. Thus, safer vaccines are being produced. Now, proteins which act as antigen are injected in pure form instead of injecting the killed or semi-killed pathogens. These proteins keeps the person away from the diseases by keeping the immune system active. Thus, injecting the antigens is safest way in vaccination. Vaccines produced with the help of biotechnology are more thermostable and remain active for longer duration. For example, vaccines of polio, hepatitis, etc. Edible vaccines. Work on production of edible vaccines is in progress, and presently potatoes are being produced with the help of biotechnology. These potatoes are called as transgenic potatoes. These potatoes will act against bacteria like Vibrio cholerae, Escherichia coli. Consumption of these raw potatoes generates the immunity against cholera and the disease caused due to E. coli. Treatment. Biotechnology is useful for production of hormones like insulin, somatotropin, and blood clotting factors. Interferon. This is a group of small-sized protein molecule used in treatment of viral diseases. These are produced in blood. However, nowadays, with the help of biotechnology, transgenic E. coli are used for production of interferon. Gene therapy. Gene therapy to treat specific genetic disorders in somatic cells has become possible due to biotechnology. Phenylketonuria (PKT) arises due to genetic changes in hepatocytes, that is liver cells. It has become possible to treat it with gene therapy. This method is called as somatic cell gene therapy. All the cells except sperm cells and ova cells in the body are called as somatic cells. Cloning, production of replica of any cell or organ or entire organism, is called cloning. Reproductive cloning. A clone can be produced by fusion of a nucleus of somatic cell with the enucleated ovum of any body. Thus, there is no need of sperm to produce a new organism. Therapeutic cloning. Stem cells can be derived from the cell formed in the lab by the union of somatic cell nucleus with the enucleated egg cell. Various diseases can be treated with the help of these stem cells. Similar to cells, genes can also be cloned and millions of copies of same gene can be produced. Those can be used for gene therapy and other purpose. Controlling the inheritance of hereditary diseases, continuation of generations, enhancing the specific tendency may become possible due to cloning technique. However, there is worldwide opposition to human cloning on various issues. Industrial products, that is white biotechnology. Various industrial chemicals can be produced through less expensive processes. For example, alcohol production from sugar molasses with the help of transgenic yeast. Environment and biotechnology. It has become possible to solve environment-related various problems with the help of biotechnology. Microbial techniques are already in use of treatment on sewage and solid waste. Sewage is rich in organic matter. If such sewage is released in natural water bodies like rivers, the organic matter in it gets oxidized with the help of dissolved oxygen. Due to this, level of dissolved oxygen in water decreases, adversely affecting the aquatic life. As a remedy on this, sewage should be released into rivers only after oxidation with the help of microbial technique. Microbes are useful on large scale while production of compost by treatment on solid organic waste material. Bioremediation, biopesticides, biofertilizers, biosensors, etc. are some new concepts of in biotechnological method. Bioremediation means either absorption or destruction of toxic chemicals and harmful pollutants with the help of plants and microorganisms. If plants are used for this purpose, it is called as phytoremediation. Some examples of bioremediation are as follows. The Pseudomonas bacteria are useful for cleaning the hydrocarbon and oil pollutants from soil and water. The fern can absorb the arsenic from the soil. Genetically modified variety of Indian mustard can absorb selenium from soil. Sunflower can absorb uranium and arsenic. The bacterium Deinococcus radiodurans is highly radiation resistant organism. It has been genetically modified and used to absorb the radiations from the radioactive debris. Grasses like alfalfa, clover and rye are used for phytoremediation. Food biotechnology. Food items like bread, cheese, wine, beer, yogurt, vinegar are produced with the help of microorganisms. These food items are probably the oldest ones produced with the help of biotechnology. DNA fingerprinting. DNA sequence of each person is unique as that of the fingerprints. Due to this, identity of any person can be established with the help of its available DNA. This is called as DNA fingerprinting. It is mainly useful in forensic sciences. Identifying of the criminal can be established with the help of any part of its body found at the site of crime. Similarly, identity of father of any child can be established. This research is performed in Center of DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostics, Hyderabad. Important stages in agricultural development: Green Revolution. Problems of population explosion were started to appear at the beginning of 20th century. Almost all the countries, especially underdeveloped and developing countries, had been badly affected by the effects of poor quality and quantity of food. Various methods applied for harvesting maximum yield from minimum land are collectively called as Green Revolution. Improvised dwarf varieties of wheat and rice, proper use of fertilizers and pesticides, and water management has led to the increased production of food grains, and thereby large population had been saved from hunger. Dr. Norman Bolong from USA and Dr. M.S. Swaminathan from India have valuable contribution in Green Revolution. Various research institutes and laboratories are engaged in development of new varieties of various crops through research. For example, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi, National Citrus Research Institute, Nagpur, and allied branches, Indian Institute of Sciences, National Pomegranate Research Institute, Solapur. White Revolution. Various parts of India were rich in milk and milk products. However, those products were not sufficient to meet the needs of far-flung regions. Dr. Varghese proved through the cooperative movement and use of biotechnology that dairy cannot be allied, but it will be a mainstream business. He put the cooperative dairy movement of Anand, Gujarat at all-time high status, while achieving the self-sufficiency in dairy business. Various experiments were performed for quality control, newer dairy products, and their preservation. Blue Revolution. Production of various useful aquatic organisms with the help of water is called as Blue Revolution. Farm ponds and the fishes are very common in East Asian countries. However, people are not only thinking of cultivating the fishes and shrimps but other aquatic plants and animals too. Government of India has vowed to increase the production by encouraging the people for pisciculture by launching the program Neel Kranti Mission of 2016. 50 to 100% subsidies are offered in this case. Marine and freshwater fishery is possible on large scale. Freshwater fishes like rohu, katla, and other fishery products like shrimp and lobsters are being cultured on large scale. Fertilizers. Two types of fertilizers are used in agriculture. One of those in organic manure and others are chemical fertilizers. Water holding capacity of the soil improves with soil conservation due to use of manures. Upper layer of the soil essential in agriculture is formed due to humus formation. Various essential elements like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium can be available to crops due to earthworms and fungi. In soil-less farming, that is, hydroponics, liquid chemical fertilizers are used. However, there are more harmful effects of liberal use of chemical fertilizers. It includes decrease in fertility of soil. Insecticides. Though the natural immunity of plants can prevent the infections, use of insecticides is not under control. Irrespective of the natural friends of farmers like frogs and insectivorous birds, pesticides are used on large scale for increase in yield. Pesticides are in fact a type of poison. This poison enters the food web through the water and food, and its biomagnification occurs. Various pesticides like DDT, malathion, etc. have been proved to be dangerous. Organic farming. Nowadays, organic farming and organic products have become buzzwords. Organic products are being available and demand for them is ever increasing. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides have been used on a large scale. These poisonous chemicals reach the human body through food and water, and their adverse effects, that is harmful effects, on human and environment became apparent. Various problems like soil fertility and soil infestation have become serious. So as to overcome these problems, farmers are opting for organic farming. It includes complete ban on chemical fertilizers and pesticides and use of local, sturdy varieties, and thereby maintaining natural balance. Definitely, this is a welcome decision. Apiculture. You must have seen the beehive. Worst method of harvesting or collecting the honey from these hives is driving away the bees by smoking the hive with burning torch and then cutting the hive into pieces. This method causes the destruction of hive and large scale death of bees. However, it is easy to collect the honey without destroying the hive and bees if artificial bee boxes are being used. Cultivation of medicinal plants. India has been gifted with a great biodiversity. Indian citizens have established the humble and strong relation with the nature. We have a great tradition of Ayurveda that cures the diseases with the help of natural sources. During earlier days, medicinal plants were collected from the forest. However, due to depletion of forest area, medicinal plants are becoming rare. Hence, medicinal plants are being cultivated now. Fruit processing. We are daily using fruit products prepared from fruits. All are consuming the products like chocolates, juices, jams, and jellies. All these products can be produced by processing on fruits. Fruits are perishable agro produce. It needs the processing in such a way that it can be used throughout the year. Fruit processing includes various methods ranging from storage in cold storage to drying, salting, airtight packaging, preparing muramba, evaporating, etc. Thank you, my dear children.